And Rocky, oh my god. Oh my god, Rocky. What can I say about Rocky? I made notes because I wanted to do an actual video on it, and like oh my god, I'm so far behind. But I'm gonna kind of reboot my timeline. I see that a lot of other YouTubers are doing that now. Like you know, they have one specific plan, but they reboot their timeline to do different things. So I'm gonna try that. I think it's gonna help out because I got like maybe 40 hours, 50 hours of stuff in the can that's done that I just haven't rendered and uploaded, and then I got like the rest of the requests and where I'm supposed to be, and I took 2 months off, so I'm going to move the timeline around a bit so it can be fair to get things out. But 2 days ago I was sitting in bed and I was looking at some post, and then like in the corner, you know how it has those like ads in the corner, it said Rocky playing, you know, 3 nights only. So I was like, what is this? So I clicked on the link, and they were talking about this new digitally restored version of Rocky that's coming out, and they had 3 dates. And at first I thought it was like one date, and it was May 8th, and I was like, oh man, I missed it. And then I saw that it's on the 11th and on the 30th. So right away I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm going for tickets for this. And wow, I went with my friend Cornell. 2 of my other friends were supposed to come, but unfortunately they couldn't make it. I think we're going to go on the 30th to the last screening. I think you guys are getting it in November for the actual 40th anniversary. But this print is unbelievable. Like, unbelievable. Some things that I noticed about the print were like, well, one thing that was funny was like, everything's so big on the screen that you actually get to see all those little things that you never notice. So like, you know, like when Rocky's standing in the ring and he's looking at like that big poster of himself. Like that poster looks exactly like Mike Kunda, who does the Rocky tours. Like exactly. And I brought it up to him last night. I was like, I saw his movie in the theater and it looked exactly like you. We had a good chuckle about that. But like one thing like I've never noticed before is when Rocky gets home from that shot, when he gets into bed with Adrian and he's talking about just wanting to go the distance, where's Butt Kiss? Like, if Adrian moved in there, then the dog should be there too, right? So that, I was like, okay, maybe that's a mistake, I don't know, or maybe, you know, but I've had dogs, and if I go to the door to come inside, those dogs are at that door, you know, they're barking or they want to, so, I don't know. I'm going to ask him that. Let's see. There's like something that I noticed, like when Adrian walks into, Rocky walks into Adrian's room before she moves in with him. There's a picture of like Rocky in the mirror, where he's like in fighting stance. One thing that was brought up to me before that I saw bigger on the screen that I looked for, that I saw from Slycast, was Rocky has a hunting rifle in his apartment. You know, when he goes out the window, it's like, hey, Polly, your sister's with me. Right beside the window, there's a fucking hunting rifle there. And I was like, why would Rocky have a rifle in his apartment? When Mickey comes to see him, when he sits down at the table, when he's looking at the turtles, there's a bucket of KFC there that I never noticed. But like an old-fashioned, like right on the table, like a bucket of KFC. I never noticed that. The soundtrack was completely re-heightened. Like completely all new. Like when he's in the city, you felt like you were in the city because the sounds are coming at you from everywhere. When he's in the ring, you can kind of like, you know, like in Creed where you can hear like which way they were going around the ring in surround sound. It's got like that kind of feel to it. In the beginning, I noticed that a lot too. Also from the beginning, I noticed that like really, I think the fight that had the most toll on Rocky was the one with Spider Rico, because that one cut his eye open, and then from that cut he had so much trouble with every other fight. If you notice, like Apollo, he almost went blind, and then, you know, with Drago, it gave him brain damage, and almost, you know, at the same time with the Tommy gun thing, cut on the same eye, like his Achilles heel. So that was one thing that, you know, I'm curious about, like fan theory, that first fight kind of has a bigger toll on the franchise. The mouth, Rocky gets his mouth. I never noticed this before, but in the last round, Rocky gets hit in the face and his mouthpiece flies out, and it flies across. Like, they go to an aerial shot of the ring below, and you can see the mouthpiece like fly out, land on the mat, and then roll off the side of the mat, which is something I never noticed before. My friend was joking around about how big the knives looked that he stabs in the wall all over the place. Another thing we were joking about was, like, this movie was being filmed at the same time as Taxi Driver, and Taxi Driver came out the same year, and this movie beat Taxi Driver. But that scene where Stallone's like, is he talking to me? Is he talking to me? You know, like when Apollo shows up ringside, and I was like, I wonder, you know, if that was coincidence. You know, let's see. There's one shot where Rocky's running through the, what do you call that? The train yard next to the junkyard. You know that shot where he's running and he's like, the sun's coming up in the background? It was so crazy. It was like the sun was super intensified, like they resaturated the sun, and it was so intensified that you could see the sunspot go across and land on this side of the screen, on the other side of the screen. But it was so intensified from the glow that it lit up like the whole corner of the cinema. It was so bright, it lit up the whole corner of the cinema. And like, it was so bright that I had to put my hand, I was on the other side and I had to put my hand up over my eye because it was so weird, because it's like the city is its own character in this recut. It's like the city really like envelopes everything. You know, it was, wow.
That was so cool.
Yeah. And then, like, other stuff, like, I noticed that Rocky started boxing in 1966. You know, like how they're saying, like, Rocky keeps on saying, oh, I've been here for 6 years, but there's, like, that scene where he goes into the bathroom when Mickey's there and he says, like, 10 years ago I needed your help, and you never wanted to help me. So I was like, okay. It got me to understand that mindset a bit different, and how times were in 66 compared to 76. And just like little things like that look on Sly's face when he goes to hit the meat when he's mad at Paulie. He looks like a fucking shark. Like that mean look he gives him. And like that saturation I was talking about before with the sun. You can really see that, like when they use like the old footage of the other fight that they cut into the fight at the end, like the sports cast. You can really see it then, and especially the first time he runs up the steps when he's all out of breath and he's all like, he's looking around. You can really see the saturation, like the blue and the gray, and it was like it really brought like extra gloom to the scene, like it was, what he was trying to do was really impossible, and it really kind of like, it conveyed that better. Like the print was beautiful, and just how like the city enveloped with every scene. The coolest thing was seeing how big it was, so you can see like every little thing that's going on in the background better. It was cool. Yeah, it was. Those are just some thoughts I had on it from watching it last night, and you gotta see it, man. When it comes there, you gotta go.
I hope it does.
Mm-hmm. It's insane. It was beautiful. Yeah, and it made me kind of like rethink my favorite ones. Like 1 and 2, I like them both the same. Like that's my number 1. Like 1 and 2 are my favorites, and then 5, and then like 3 and 4 are like the gateway Those are the ones that got me into Rocky, but they're like the gateway drug. And and then like 6 and 7, I kind of look at them as their own, like their own filmographic sequel to the franchise. But yeah, it was pretty insane. So what do you think?
About the whole thing that Wacky, or the whole news you just told me?
Thoughts on both?
I'm very it's very fantastic news. I'm very excited that it's happening. I'm looking forward to being on the show. If you get to talk still, I'm looking forward to buying those books if they come out.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first one's out. The first one's out.
I have First Blood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I do want to get that. What was it with different sides of Cameron and Stallone and Morrell in Part 2? What was it called?
Oh, Rambo of the Apes, or Rambo First Blood Part 2. It's I think it's coming out next month. There might be copies of the the lettered edition left. I made sure I pre-ordered mine like last year. Like the day it pre-ordered last year, I was like, bam, I got it right away.
That is magnificent. I can't wait for that. I love to see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to get me that. I want to get me one of those, definitely.
Mm-hmm. It's wow. It's great to see like where he's come from and how it went and where he's going, and yeah, I'm excited. Like, I can't believe all this time later, and he's refused to do a prequel, and when I talked to him, he's refused to do a prequel. But just to see this new one, it just makes me wonder when it's going to take place, what it's going to be about. Should be interesting.
I can't wait to see it. I really can't wait to see it.
Alright, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. Time for celebration. The masses have been heard. Everyone out there who's a Rambo fan and who wanted this to happen, pat yourself on the back, because we're all one big family. And you had, just from believing, you guys had a hand in bringing Rambo back once again. Everybody out there, you should be proud of yourselves. I love you. Ciao.